Are we up? Good afternoon, Evolution family, and welcome to the Archer Travel Media Special Report. This year is the new travel regulations for 2026. I'm Jose Lambert of Archer Travel Service. We are broadcasting live from our media center in our new headquarters here in Eagle Rock, California. I would like to welcome all the agents across all of our markets. So I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and buenos dias to all of our agents in Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, España, and the United States. This is a special one. We started doing this last year, and what we'd like to do is update you with all the new rules and regulations that started into effect January 1 of 2026. So this is important. Now, we're going to be taking this rather slowly because there is a lot of information that you need to know about. We will be taking the slides. You will see them go full screen so you can take screenshots of them. This is important information not only for the agents in the United States, but also for agents in Mexico, España, and also in the United Kingdom, and also Australia, New Zealand. If you have people coming into the United States, there also are some regulations that you need to know about as you book your summer travel for your clients. All right, let's go to the very first slide here. Like I said, here we go. Okay, we're there. We're going to be, if you want a copy of this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation and I will send this to you. Like I said, there is important information in here. We will be taking the slides full screen so you take screenshots of them. But let's get to it. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. Yep. And let's go to the next one. Okay. Can we take this full? Let's start taking these full. Can we take them full? Full screen? There we go. Okay, are you real ID ready to fly? Last May uh, of 2025, the Real ID started here in the United States, and it's a state issued driver's license. Okay, we were very concerned about what would be happening on May 7th of 2025, like it was going to be very disruptive to TSA. But what TSA did, they did something really cool about it. What they did was they started taking people out of the line, and you'd have to wait another half hour as they would, make them a real ID so they could get on that plane, or they would, make sure that they were citizens of the state to get on that plane. So that's what they did. All right. So there wasn't that much of a mess up. Let's go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. How about it? Well, here we go. All right. Now, starting as of February 1st, 2026, look at this. They even stopped Brad Pitt at the airport. They stopped Brad Pitt at the airport, so that means he ain't going to Hollywood this week. Okay, he's got to stay in Arkansas or something. Let's go back to full screen. Back to the full screen. I wanted to get this. There we go. Let's get rid of the second one or something there. We're still tweaking this out, so we'll see. But here's the thing: the Real ID, starting as of February 1st, 2026. If you do not have Real ID, your client will be charged $45 per flight. So think about this. If you got people in Chicago, like let's say it's a party of four adults are going to Chicago, to Las Vegas, and they don't have real ID. So they get to the airport, they're going to be charged $45 per person on per flight to go to Vegas. So right there, 45 times four is what, almost $200, and that's another additional $200 for them to fly back to Chicago. So let them be aware of this. This starts February 1st across the United States. If you do not have a real ID, your clients now will be charged $45 per flight. Please know this and please inform your clients about this. Your clients need to know about, when you start qualifying, you need to ask your clients, do you have passports? Do you have real ID, etc.? They're going to need to know this. They're going to need to know this, especially so they don't get burned going to the airport, especially if you got people going to like Orlando or into Los Angeles. What? I got charged? Yeah, you're going to get charged. All right, let's go to the next slide, please. Here we go. All right. All right. New Real ID requirements, what you need to know. So beginning February 1st, travelers who do not present an acceptable form of ID will be required to pay a $45 fee to use the TSA's alternative identity verification system called TSA Confirm ID. According to TSA, this fee covers a 10-day travel period and can be paid online in advance to reduce airport delays. In lieu of a real ID, alternative TSA-approved forms of identification such as passports or Department of Defense IDs will also be accepted. They also have some other ones that they accept also, but you need to check on the TSA website. But I'm going to leave this up here for you so you can take a screenshot of it so you can then show your clients and you can use this as a reference point. Okay? All right, let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, upgrade to a real ID now. Okay, Jose, how do I do it? How do I get a real ID to my client? My client wants to know how to get a real ID, and it's really simple. Every state has a DMV, and you just have to go through the DMV. And we're going to show you this video right now on how it's done here in California, which is very similar to the other states in the United States. Let's go ahead and roll the video.
Join the millions of Californians who've upgraded their driver's license or identification card to a real ID. It will allow you to keep using your California driver's license or identification card to board flights within the United States and enter secure federal facilities and military bases beginning May 2025. It's easy. Start your application online at realid.dmv.ca.gov. Upload the necessary identity document, like a valid passport or certified birth certificate. Upload 2 documents to prove your California residency. You can use things like cell phone and utility bills, mortgage and bank statements, and others. You can upload files from your computer or take photos with your mobile device to send them to the DMV. Finally, you'll provide your Social Security number. You'll be able to make an appointment at your nearest DMV office, and be sure to bring your original documents with you for verification. You'll be in and out of the office in minutes. So, get on board with Real ID by starting your application at realid.dmv.ca.gov. Remember, your Real ID is your most important carry-on.
So that was an example how to get the real ID here in the state of California. But like I said, it's the same process to all the DMVs in the United States. So, you can either do it online or you can actually set up an appointment with your DMV local office and go down there and show them the documents, and then they'll process the real ID. Now, I would highly recommend, if you got people going ready for the summer now, to get it now. Get it now. Well, I'll show you how much they cost here in a second. At the end of this program, we'll show you how much all the fees are for everything that you need to get for your clients. Let's go to the next slide. If you don't know about, let's go to this one. There we go. No, go back. Go back one. Can we take this full, please? Can we take there we go. To find each state DMV website, you can just go to dmv.org and it'll tell you exactly how to get it for Wisconsin, North Carolina. This affects all the 50 states, Alaska and Hawaii, Puerto Rico is all included in here. So even the territories need to get real IDs too. So you want to make sure that you have the proper knowledge and just go to dmv.org and you can find each state website right there. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Here's another rule that's going to happen, and this already started January 1. There's new carry-on rules for 2026, and the carry-on rules are going to be much stricter now. You're not going to be seeing those big bags that people are trying to shove into the upper compartment anymore. They're going to be a real stickler about this. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, again, so I'm going to leave this up here so you can take a screenshot of it. And I'm going to go very slowly so you realize what's going on here. New carry-on requirements in 2026, which you need to know. As of January 1st, 2026, U.S. travelers warned of strict new TSA and airline rules starting in the new year. Airlines are getting stricter about carry-on bags, with tightening rules in 2026 focusing on size and weight. Most airlines have similar size and dimension limits for carry-on bags, while Southwest allows slightly larger bags. A big change to the policy is that the dimensions will now include wheels, handles, bulging pockets, etc. Beyond size restrictions, many airlines are now strictly enforcing carry-on weight limits, commonly 15 to 22 pounds, on international routes. Travelers should review their airline's policy ahead of departure. Overhead bin space issues, delays in revenue usually drive such airline policies. So again, and I'll give you what the requirements are. Let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, again, take a screenshot of this because this is what the new rules are. The common carry-on luggage sizes are, and this is for 2026. Again, as you can see in this diagram, it includes the wheels and the handle. So you have 22 by 14 and 9 inches. This is for all of them. Now, there's some ones that are slightly larger, like Virgin Atlantic. Weight in pounds is 22. But look at Philippine Airlines, and Qantas Airlines has weight in pounds at 15 pounds. Okay? So again, know this and really get this information to your clients. Your clients aren't going to know about this one. They might know about DMV and the Real ID, but they're not going to know about it. Okay, yeah, you just went back one. Can we go? Okay, yeah, leave that up there. Okay, you guys, take a screenshot of it.
We also have a question from the chat.
Okay.
One of the travel agents asked, I thought if you didn't have your real ID, you could use your driver's license and passport, and if so, do they still charge $45?
Okay, if you don't have a real ID, okay, I just got this question. If you do not, a real ID is on your driver's license. It's not a separate thing. It's on your driver's license, okay? And we just got this question. If you don't have a real ID, but you have a passport, yes, you can use your passport, or you can use other forms of identification if you're in the military, if you're a federal employee at certain departments of the government, they'll take that. But the reason why we always push for the client to get the real ID is that passports you can lose that much easier. You can lose passports very easily and quickly. They have a tendency to get up and move. They're not like a card. They're a booklet. And booklets they're kind of bulky, and you got to put them in your jacket. So we really recommend that you tell your clients to get a real ID through your DMV, which will be put on your driver's license. Okay? All right, so there is the common carry-on luggage bags. Now, let me show you this. Okay, new travel requirements in 2026, what you need to know. Key changes and trends for 2026. You see this photograph here? Now at all the terminals, for each airline, you're going to see some sort of display that's going to say here, this is you try to fit your bag in here. If it doesn't fit in here, it's not going to be on the carry-on. Then this will get embarrassing for your client if they don't do this and they think they can put it in the carry-on bin. They'll take that bag right off and say, you know what, we're checking it in and you're going to get charged $40 to $50, whatever, the baggage fee. So look at that. AI-driven automated scanners are making enforcement more rigorous, detecting oversized or overstuffed bags and flagging them for manual checks. Size includes everything. Dimensions typically 22 inches by 14 inches by 9 inches. Now explicitly count handles, wheels, and bulging pockets, making traditional hard shell bags harder to fit. Increased weight enforcement. While U.S. domestic flights often skip weight checks for carry-ons, now international flights and some budget carriers strictly enforce this. Now, again, you got to take this one with a grain of salt, but just tell the client, be better with this, in regards to the weight. And, you guys, on Fridays, we've been, giving away stuff, and we gave away some luggage weight things from Carnival that you guys can get. They're pretty easy. Anybody can get them. You can get them at Target. You can get them at Walmart. It's how to weigh a luggage weigher, so you know exactly how much your luggage weighs before you go to the airport. Carriers strictly enforced, and those are the rules with penalties for overweight bags. Again, you're going to start seeing this a lot. Again, at all the terminals, at all the airlines, if you go to the American Airlines terminal, Delta, Southwest, you're going to see a couple of these. This is where you can check to put your carry-on in to make sure that you are compliant with the airline, and you can store it in the overhead bin. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, and I put this out here before. We're going to start now talking about electronic travel authorizations. This is important. Electronic travel authorizations. And before we get into this, okay, this does not take in place of passports or visas that you need to have. You still need to have passports and visas if you are leaving out of the United States into a foreign country, if you're going to a foreign island country in the Caribbean, or if you're going to Europe, Asia, etc. You still need a passport and a visa, okay? But now you need certain additional things for certain countries. Again, I'm going to go very slowly through this so you understand this, because this is important. And also for the international markets, for the agents in the United Kingdom, para las agentes en España y Mexico, you guys also have certain rules that you need to apply when you're coming into the United States. So let's first talk about the very first one. Let's go to the next slide, please. So remember, you still need a passport or a visa. Can we take this full, please? This is the ETA is called an Electronic Travel Authorization for the United Kingdom. If anyone, whether you're in the United States, Mexico, Spain, Australia, New Zealand, you need to have this to enter into the United Kingdom, period. All right? Last year, it was a pretty good price for it. They raised the price up this year starting January 1, 2026. Let's go to the next slide, please. I just want to tell you guys again today, I don't mean to rub this in, but today it's still an 82-degree weather day here in Los Angeles. For those people in Chicago, oh my God. I mean, I feel sorry for you people in Chicago. They closed O'Hare. I mean, Chicago today is really bad. Anyway, let's get back to this. Okay. Look at this. I'm leaving this up here so you can take a screenshot of it. This is important information if you have people going to the United Kingdom. Traveling to the UK with ETA. Beginning February 25th, visitors from 85 countries, including the US, who don't require a visa will need to register through the Electronic Travel Authorization Program, modeled after the US Electronic System for Travel Authorization, ESTA system. We're going to talk about that one in here in a minute. The ETA allows UK authorities to screen visitors before their arrival to reduce security risk and streamline border entry. The ETA is not a visa. It is not a passport. It doesn't replace existing visa requirements. U.S. citizens planning to travel to the UK can apply for an ETA online or the ETA app. A United Kingdom ETA costs roughly £16 or approximately $21. Once approved, the ETA is valid for 6 months. Last year, it was valid for 2 years, but now it's only 6 months. So, okay, look at this. Now, I highly recommend as soon as you book the trip to the United Kingdom to fill this out right away. Do not wait. Do not wait 3 days before travel to the UK because it may not get done in time. And if it doesn't get done, your client's not going to get entry into the country. Let's go to the next slide, please. Here's a little note for all of our international agents also. Okay, non-EU citizens, España, pay attention here. Oh no, that's us. But EU citizens too need it too. British and Irish citizens do not. When can I apply? Those are the application dates. When do I need it for? For trips starting January 8th of 2025 for trips starting there. So again, non-EU citizens and EU citizens need to get a ETA. Let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, we have a video to show you, all right, how you can get your electronic travel authorization from the United Kingdom. Let's go ahead and roll the video, please.
This video will show you how to apply for an Electronic Travel Authorization, or ETA. To check whether you need an ETA, go to gov.uk/electronic travel authorization. It is best to apply early, before booking your travel. If you cannot apply yourself, someone else can apply for you. The simplest way to apply is using the UK ETA app, which makes it easier to take pictures of yourself and your passport. To get started, visit gov.uk on your smartphone, or you can go directly to the UK ETA app on the Google Play Store and App Store. If you do not have a compatible smartphone or are applying for someone who is not physically with you, you can apply online on gov.uk instead. You will need the passport you will use to travel to the UK, your email address, and a credit or debit card. Alternatively, you can use Google Pay or Apple Pay. When you start your application, you'll be asked to take a picture of the photo page of your passport. Make sure all the details are clearly visible. If you are applying online, you can upload a photo of your passport. If you are using the app on a compatible smartphone and your passport has a biometric chip, the app will ask you to scan it. Place your phone on the front cover of your passport. You will hear a beep when the chip has been read. If you have any problems, you'll be asked to try again. If you keep seeing an error, you can skip this step. Next, you'll be asked to scan your face to confirm your identity. Hold the camera in front of your face and keep your face within the oval. Children aged 9 and under will not be asked to scan their face. You will then need to take a photo of yourself in the app. If applying online, you can upload one from your device. The photo must include your head and shoulders against a plain background, without shadows or objects behind you. Look directly at the camera, have a neutral expression, and keep your head straight. You must not have anything covering your face and eyes. Do not wear a head covering unless for religious or medical reasons. Finally, we will ask you a few questions. You will not need to give details of your travel plans. Complete your application by paying with your credit or debit card. You can also use Google Pay or Apple Pay. You will get an ETA reference number and an email to confirm you have applied. When we have made a decision, we will email you to confirm the outcome. We aim to have a decision with you within 3 working days. Your ETA will be digitally linked to the passport you applied with, so when travelling, you will only need to show your passport. We look forward to welcoming you to the UK. To find out more and apply for an ETA, go to gov.uk/electronic travel authorisation.
We're back. Let me just, again, for all of these, electronic travel authorizations, you really want to do it as soon as the booking is completed. Even though they might not be traveling for 6 or 3 months down the road, you want to make sure that you do it then. That way they're covered. Don't wait, 24 hours before the travel date or 3 days before the travel date, because it may not happen. They say it happens that you can get the ETA for the UK in 24 to 48 hours. And sometimes they say that, but then sometimes they get over swamped, they get over busy, and next thing you know, it's 4 or 5 days, and then you miss your travel time. So you want to make sure that you get in that. All right, so now let's talk about the European Union. Let's take this full, please. This is called the ETIAS system. No, come back. Can we go back one, please, and take it full? Okay, let's take that one full. All right, the United Kingdom has an electronic travel authorization. So does the European Union. Now, this system has not started yet. It was supposed to start last year, and supposedly it's going to start this year around the 3rd or 4th quarter, right before the holidays. So this is another one if you've got people traveling to France, Italy, Spain, etc. If you've got people going on cruises out of Barcelona or Civitavecchia, you're going to need this authorization form. Okay? So please pay attention. Again, we're going to go very slowly. Now, the thing with this one is you need 2, and I'm going to explain why here in a minute. So let's talk about the first one. It's called the ETIAS. That's what I call it, the ETIAS. New travel requirement. Here's what you need to know. Navigating Europe's new entry and exit requirements for 2026. Although no exact date has been yet announced, 30 European countries will start enforcing the new European Union European Travel Information and Authorization System in late 2026. This new authorization process will require people from over 60 visa-exempt countries, that includes us, the U.S. citizens, to have travel authorization when entering 30 European countries. Similar to the UK's ETA program, the ETIAS does not replace existing visa requirements or passports, but aims to improve security in Europe's Schengen area. European Union's Entry and Exit System, EES, is the European Travel Information and Authorization System, ETIAS, will all require travelers from the United States to be approved before entering most European countries for a short stay. Once they launch, these authorizations can be obtained electronically and quickly. Right. Again, so as you can see here, I'm going to leave this up so you can take a screenshot of this because this is important. Now, let's take a look at the last paragraph here. You see where it says entry-exit system? So there's two. You're going to need an ETIAS and an EES. Okay? Let's go to the next slide, please. Again, take a screenshot of this. Now, I'm going to go through this very slowly. The key difference between EES entry-exit system and ETIAS is that EES is a system that records when and where a non-EU traveler enters and exits the European Union. So, for example, if you do go on that cruise and you start in Barcelona and you're going to go to France, etc., you're going to need this. They want to, gosh, that got larger all of a sudden. Can you guys bring that back down in the control room? I can't. Let me see if I can read it here. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, so thank you. Is that the EES system records when and where a non-EU traveler enters and exits the European Union, essentially acting as a digital passport stamp. You still need to bring your passport. You still need to bring it. We're not visa required, but you will still need your passport. But with this, they already have you in their system. You just show them the passport. They'll see as they read your passport that you have an ETIAS and an ESS. Okay? All right. So there's that. Don't get these two confused. Okay? All right. Again, I'm going to leave that up there so you guys can get a screenshot of it. Let's take a look at this one. Now, late 2026, the European Union will implement its ETIAS system. Americans without a visa will need to apply for EES and ETIAS and hold a passport to visit Europe. Got it? Okay. It's also good to submit for EES and ETIAS application as soon as you plan your European trip to ensure the application process in case of delays. And there will be delays. So again, you want to do this as soon as the booking is done. For U.S. citizens, the fee is roughly around $23, but it's not a visa, just an online pre-authorization for short stays, and it's free. The ESS, it's free for those under 18 or over 70, launching in late 2026, not yet active. This fee is for entry into most Schengen area countries and is similar to the U.S. ESTA system. For U.S. citizens, now for the ESS system or authorization, that has no fee. So basically, you're just paying for the ETIAS, but you still have to enroll in the EES. Okay? So there you go. So there's that one. Now, you're like, okay, Jose, how do I get this done for my clients? Okay, let's go to the next slide. Here's a video to show you how to get this done for your clients so they can get into the European Union. Let's go ahead and roll it. Check it out.
If you're planning to travel to Europe from a visa-exempt country like the US, UK, and many others, you're probably looking for reliable information about ETIAS, the long-awaited travel authorization for entering the EU. When does the ETIAS actually go into effect? Originally, its launch was scheduled for 2021, then it was pushed to 2024, then 2025, and now it's been postponed once again. According to recent updates, ETIAS may not launch until 2026, possibly as late as the third quarter or even longer. In this video, we'll explain what ETIAS is, why the rollout keeps getting delayed, and what travelers should expect next, including key requirements and tips to help you prepare. First things first, what is ETIAS? It's short for the European Travel Information and Authorization System. So it's a travel authorization that will be required for travelers from visa-exempt countries visiting the Schengen area for short stays, up to 90 days in any 180-day period, much like the ETA that the UK introduced a short time ago. This is not a visa, but it does include an application process. You'll need to apply online before your trip, pay a fee, and wait for approval, usually within minutes, though some cases may take longer. The good news, you don't need ETIAS right now, meaning you can still travel to Europe as usual. However, if your country already requires a Schengen visa, you'll still need to go through that process at the embassy. Now, once the ETIAS does come into place, here's a common question we get asked. Will I need a separate ETIAS for each country? And the answer is no. Once approved, ETIAS will cover all countries in the Schengen area. It's valid for 3 years or until your passport expires, whichever comes first. But why is it delayed again? The main reason is that ETIAS is tied to another system called EES, or the European Union Entry or Exit System. EES is designed to replace passport stamping with a digital log of entries and exits for non-EU visitors, aiming to improve border security and track stays more accurately. However, the EES rollout has faced technical and logistical challenges, including delays in border infrastructure and coordination between EU member states. Since ETIAS relies on EES to function properly, it can't launch until EES is fully in place. Also, integrating national systems with central EU databases like EES, SIS, the Schengen Information System, and VIS, the Visa Information System, has proven more complex than expected. On top of that, privacy protections and data security measures are still being tested, adding further delays. So what should you do now? At the moment, there's no action required. Most travelers actually see this delay as good news. It means there's no new document to worry about just yet. Still, we recommend staying informed. Subscribe to our channel to get reliable updates as soon as ETIAS news is confirmed. And when the system does go live, we'll be here to guide you through the application process step by step. Thanks for watching. If you found this update helpful, give the video a like, subscribe for more travel updates, and leave a comment below if you have any questions about traveling to Europe in 2025 or beyond. See you next time.
Okay, we're back. Now, one thing I want to state, and this is really important, it is not your job for you to get these for your clients. What your job is to provide the links and this information to your clients and make sure that they're doing it properly. You help them. In other words, like you don't go and get passports for your clients. Your clients have to get their passports. It's the same idea here. You better let them know about this. Now, I have not, maybe what we should do is also update. I know that Asia is starting to implement some of this, and you guys are booking a lot of Asia this year. That market, I don't know, for some reason you guys are starting to book a ton of it, and a lot of people want to go there to Japan, to China, Singapore, the Philippines, etc., Thailand. There's a lot of people going to Vietnam also. So we will get that information to you as a follow-up, but we haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything in the travel media or about that yet, but I'm sure they will be implementing some sort of these types of systems also. But again, remember, it is the client's duty for them to do this. It's not your job to get these for them, okay? All right, now, wow, that's so crazy. I mean, what blows me away is that people now in the United Kingdom have to get an ETA, to go into the European Union. That's just crazy. That's going to be really crazy. Now, let's talk about the United States. Let's go to the next slide, please, and if we can take it full. This is for the agents in Australia, New Zealand. In Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, the United Kingdom, Mexico. Anybody coming into the United States. Now, Mexico, you're a little bit different, but the other countries, Spain, UK, Australia, New Zealand, anybody else coming in is this. So check this out. Citizens of certain European countries can travel into the United States without a visa by applying for an electronic system for travel authorization, or ESTA. ESTA is part of a visa waiver program, which is administered by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and U.S. Customs and Border Protection. U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the U.S. System Border Protection. So here's the process. Confirm that your passport is an electronic passport. Complete the ESTA application online. Pay the $4 processing fee. If approved, then you pay the additional $17 authorization fee, and you receive an ESTA application number check the status of your application using the ESTA app number. So again, this is going to be for our foreign markets coming into the United States, and that requires everyone, Central America, South America, etc. Mexico, there's a little wiggle room for you guys, and I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. Okay, let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, how to use ESTA for eligibility to enter the United States. Here's a video to show you of how to get your ESTA for your foreign clients. Let's go ahead and roll it. Check it out.
If you're planning a trip to the United States, ESTA can make travel simple and easy. Through the Visa Waiver Program, ESTA allows qualified foreign travelers to visit the U.S. for up to 90 days without obtaining a visa. Applying for an ESTA is quick and easy through the official ESTA website at esta.cbp.dhs.gov. To start, simply click Apply and create new application. The ESTA site will walk you step by step through the application process, beginning with reading both the disclaimer and Travel 2009 clause. Once confirmed, you're ready to continue with your application. Next, you will need to upload a clear photo of your passport. It is critical that your passport information is current and accurate. You will also need to enter and confirm your email address to receive your application number and status updates on your application once submitted. At any time during the application process, your information may be saved for completion at a later date. However, a saved application must be completed within 7 days or it will be deleted. Also, note that payment is not due until your application is complete and submitted. Continue completing the personal and travel information steps, as well as answering key eligibility questions. Visual cues along the way will help ensure that you're providing all the necessary information. It is important that you review your application to make sure that all your information is correct before submitting. Once reviewed, simply click the Pay Now button to submit. If you are unable to pay at the time of submission, you'll be given a payment due date. If payment is not received by that date, your application will be deleted. Once your application is submitted, you will receive a notification via email that it was received. You will get notified of your status within or after 72 hours of submission. If you have any questions, our help desk is available 24/7 to assist with application completion or status updates. Once your ESTA is approved, you can travel to the U.S. for up to 90 days, and your ESTA is good for up to 2 years or until your passport expires. Let ESTA and the Visa Waiver Program be your ticket to an unforgettable trip to the United States.
Okay, we're back. All right, now I think Ryan and Amanda have been providing the links for these videos in the comments room, so you guys can use this and have it in your library. You know, you should have this information, you know, stored away in your computer so you can refer to it and help your client get those links and get those applications done. So it's really important that you get that. I just want to, again, just a couple of notes on this. For U.S.-Mexico citizens living on the border, you may not need an ESTA if you're doing like daily visits to and from, and also if you're working because you have a passport card, they may not be. But let's say that you're planning a trip to New York or you know, Disney or Orlando, where you're going to be there for 2 weeks. Then you will probably need to get an ESTA travel authorization. And so just be aware of that. But again, Mexico citizens on the border, you'll just have to play it by ear. But again, you will need it. Mexico citizens may need an ESTA or a visa to enter, depending on the purpose of their trip and how long they plan to travel in the United States. So make sure you know, are aware of that for the agents in Mexico who have clients coming into the United States. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Again, you guys, keep this important. Can we go back to that one? Go back to that one. Go back one, please. Let's take this full, if we can. Again, this does not take place of a passport or a visa. Again, because we did this last year and so, oh, wow, that means my client doesn't need a passport. No, you still need passports and visas if you're going to these places This is just additional information and more visa information and more, I guess, high-tech stuff that you need to get for your clients because everybody's becoming automated and they need to have that. So again, remember that. All right, let's go to the next slide. Here's some important information here on how much. Here are the links where you need to go. All right, important links. There's for Real ID. You go to dmv.org to find out where your DMV is in your state. ETA UK. There's the links right there to get the ETA for the United Kingdom. There's the ETIAS, European Union. And then there's the ESTA, okay? We'll provide, now again, the ETAIS in Europe is not taking applications yet, but that will be a functioning website once they start opening up on that. All right, Jose, so there are the links and there it is. Tell me how much it's gonna cost, Jose. Let's go to the next slide. Here's the cost, overall cost. Real ID depends on the state. In some states like New York and Massachusetts, it could be a little bit higher, but the Real ID is about roughly $35, for a one-time application fee to get it done. Now, remember, it's $45 per flight at the airport per person if they don't have Real ID. And if they don't have a passport, they don't have any other form of identification. So if they just show up there with a driver's license without a Real ID, they're going to be charged $45. For the ETA in the United Kingdom, it's $21. For the ETIAS for the European Union, it's $23. For the ESTA, wow, coming to the United States is $40 per person. A U.S. passport right now is roughly about $130, and then you have a $35 processing fee, so it's $165. It could go higher if you need it sooner than later. You know how you guys have told me about how clients needed a passport in 1 week, and some of them has gone as high as $600 to $700 to $800. So it depends on what's it. ESS. Oh no, ESS for the European Union. That's EES. Okay, that's not ESS. That's EES. There's no fee on that one. For the European Union, you need two. There's only one fee that you pay, and that's for the ETIAS. And then the EES, you only need that for, there's no fee on that. But you can get that off that website too. All right, let's go to the next slide. I know this is a lot of information. I know I gave it to you, hopefully slowly so you understand. I know, okay. Yeah, okay. We're going to go back to the links page and you have it. There you go. Take a screenshot of this, you guys. Take it so you have it. I know that this was a lot of information. But I hope that we took it at a pace where you guys could take the screenshots and keep this information. If you would want to, we'll probably do another in-depth, study or give you an update right before spring or summer, because that's when you guys book a lot of European cruises, you book a lot of Asia, you book a lot of that stuff, and we will be updating you with any new information that we get through the year to let you know about these new things that you need, these travel authorizations that you need for your clients and your family members and friends as they travel around the planet. All right, can we go to the last slide? Are there any questions? Okay. Okay. I know you guys are asking for the links. We will. There, Brian is typing them into the comments room right now. And the videos. Again, Ryan has probably given you the links to the videos, so you have this. So that way you can just email that video to your client. Here's what you need to do if you're going to the UK. Here it is. I mean, the one for the UK gives you everything. It gives you the link, the app, everything. All you need to know. See, so that's why the videos are really great and informative. You can just send those on to your client and go, don't forget, and you guys listen, follow up with your client and tell them, have you done your ETA? Yeah, we'll get to it. Have you done your, yeah, don't worry about it, yeah. And then, next thing you know, they're flattening out to it. Oh, I haven't done it. Oh no, oh my God. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Make sure they have this. This is as important as the passport or visa. So make sure they have it, okay? All right, anything else?
All right, everyone, the links are in the chat. Let me scroll back through here and see if we have any questions from anyone. They are saying very informative, perfect timing. They're working on a honeymoon in the UK from Nikki Tori.
There
Sarah
you go.
Harvey would like to know if the links will be posted. I provided all the links and the video links to you in the chat. Eric Michael Mills from Facebook would like to know
Eric Michael Mills.
when
Yes,
is
I know Eric.
visas required?
Visas required. Now, that depends on what country you're going to. For the United Kingdom and European Union, citizens in the United States don't need a visa. Places in, let's say, Asia, you do. But that depends. Each country is different. That's where you have to go and check your State Department. If you go into your travel cafe and you go into the legal resources, we have State Department links that can show you what countries are where you need visas for. Okay? So there's that. Remember this, you guys. This is going to be a game changer.
So
This whole thing.
So we do have a
Go ahead.
question regarding this from Bobby Cowell on Facebook. Says on the slide that showed the carry-on weight limits, there were some that had dashes and no weight. Does this mean there's no weight limit for
No.
carry-ons for those airlines?
No. That means that 22 will be the weight. 22 pounds will be the weight. Okay?
For Virgin, what about United? They have a dash. What is the
22.
weight? So those
Or you know what? Okay, so you're sitting there going, well, they have a dash. Then go to the airline website. They will tell you what the rules are, the current rules are. But I think it's 22 pounds is it. It used to be 25 pounds, but now it's 22 pounds. And I think Southwest is doing like 24 pounds. They're allowing like 2 extra pounds. But and again, take this with a grain of salt. The data that we've seen is stating that the U.S. carriers for domestic aren't really going to, push this. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're trying to fit in a 50-pound bag into the overhead, they're going to say no. But if it's like 22, 23, 24, maybe they'll let you go by, they'll let that one go. But they might be stricter for international if you're going to the UK, if you're going to the EU, if you're going to Australia, New Zealand, to Mexico. It might be a little bit more stronger. So, just have your client. And that's why you should start thinking about getting those luggage weighers, luggage scales to weigh your clients so they have that and they can find out how much the weight is on their luggage. Okay. Anything else?
that looks to be about it from the chat.
All right. If anybody wants a copy of this PowerPoint, there's my email address right there. Just send me an email and I'll send this off to you guys. I know, we're still tweaking some things here, but we really wanted to get this information out there to you because it is important. It is terribly important. And especially now, right before we're in the beginning of wave season, the summer travel stuff hasn't happened yet. The spring travel stuff hasn't happened. We just got done with the holiday travel. So people are like, it's a slow time right now. But know this as we start getting into the hot summer season of travel in the spring and the summer and then going back into winter. All right, I'm Jose Lambert of Archer Travel Service. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on Friday when we'll set you up for next week. See ya.